Today I'm doing something that I've been avoiding for months, ranking Metallica's 10 studio albums. But once again, I'm going to limit myself to 2 sentences per album to justify my ranking. Once you've seen my rankings, leave a comment letting me know yours. I'm really interested to see how my opinions compare to others. Okay, let's get started. Coming in at number 10 is Saint Anger. This album is better than it gets credit for, but it's still Metallica's worst release. My 2 main complaints about Saint Anger are the intentionally harsh production and the repetitive lyrics. Album number 9 is Death Magnetic. Death Magnetic was released 5 years after Saint Anger and was an improvement in every way. The most difficult decision I faced when putting together these rankings was comparing this album and the next one to come on this list. Coming in at number 8 is Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Hardwired to Self-Destruct ended up ranking higher than Death Magnetic because I feel that it has higher highs as well as better production. Having said that, this might be the most unbalanced Metallica release in that the first half of the album is much better than the second half. Coming in at number 7 is Reload. Reload slightly edges out Load as Metallica's most experimental and diverse album, which is another way of saying their least metal album. While Fuel and The Memory Remains are probably the most known songs from this album, there are other gems which sometimes get overlooked like Fixer, Devil's Dance, and Slither. My pick for Metallica's 6th best album is Load. Load is an especially divisive album among Metallica fans, with a vocal group of people who despise the album, as well as those who really love it. You can count me among the latter group. Coming in at number 5 is Metallica's debut album, Kill 'Em All. To this day, it's hard for me to comprehend that a group of 19 and 20-year-old kids made an album that changed the course of heavy metal history. Despite being a little rough around the edges, Kill 'Em All hinted at everything that was to come for Metallica. Album number 4 on this list is Metallica's 1991 self-titled release, also known as the Black Album. When talking about the Black Album, I think it's important to remember that commercial success and quality music aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. From a production standpoint, I don't think there's a Metallica album before or since the Black Album that sounds as good. Coming in at number 3 is Injustice for All. With songs like the title track and Frayed Ends of Sanity, Injustice for All appeals to my fondness for technically complex songs. I also feel like this album features peak James Hetfield vocals as far as studio albums are concerned. Album number 2 is Ride the Lightning. I marvel at how much Metallica evolved between the releases of Kill 'Em All in July of 1983 and Ride the Lightning in July of 1984. With 4 of the 8 songs on the album constantly in Metallica's live sets, and 1 or 2 others that make relatively regular appearances, Ride the Lightning has the highest ratio of classics on any Metallica album. And finally, Metallica's best album, in my opinion, is Master of Puppets. I know I'm not unique in declaring Master of Puppets Metallica's best album, but sometimes a lot of people arrive at the same conclusion for a good reason. For me, from start to finish, this is as close to a perfect album as any band has ever recorded. So those are my Metallica album rankings. Post a comment letting me know your favorite Metallica albums, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.